The complete story of the universe. Chapter 1, The Silent Beginning. Before light existed, before time had a name, there was nothing. Or at least, that's what we call it. Imagine a vast void, darker than anything we can see, silent, infinite, waiting. And then, in a moment smaller than a heartbeat, everything began. The Big Bang. In an instant, all of space, all of time, all of matter, all energy exploded from a point too small to imagine. Chaos became creation. Atoms formed. Elements danced together. Hydrogen, helium, the simplest sparks of existence. They collided, merged, and scattered across an expanding canvas. The universe grew. Galaxies began to spin, tiny islands of light in the endless darkness. Stars ignited, burning hotter than imagination, shaping matter, creating the first factories of elements. Carbon, oxygen, iron, all born in the furnace of stellar hearts. These were the first builders of the cosmos. Time itself stretched. Light traveled billions of years to meet empty eyes. But in that darkness, the universe learned a secret: creation thrives on chaos. Gravity pulled matter into patterns. Nebulas swirled, forming the first galaxies, spinning like cosmic dancers. Every collision, every explosion, every spark was a note in the symphony of everything. And in that first chapter, in the silent beginning, the universe whispered a promise, that from nothing, everything could exist. That even in the void, life, matter, and light were destined to emerge. That chaos was not the enemy, it was the first storyteller, writing a tale that would stretch across billions of years. From nothing, everything decided to exist, and it hasn't stopped yet. And here we are, billions of years later, listening to its story, wondering how it all began, realizing that even the emptiest silence holds the potential for the greatest beginnings. Chapter 2, First Light and the Cosmic Dawn. For millions of years, the universe slept in darkness. No stars, no galaxies, only a quiet expanse, stretching endlessly. Imagine a night so dark it makes our darkest nights look like midday. And then, slowly, the first light appeared. Hydrogen and helium, the universe's earliest elements, began to gather under gravity's patient hand. Clouds of gas swirled, collapsing into the very first stars. Tiny sparks in a massive void, they ignited, burning hotter and brighter than anything that had ever existed. These were the first beacons, the cosmic dawn. Within these newborn stars, something incredible happened. Nuclear furnaces churned relentlessly, fusing elements together. Carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, the building blocks of life, were born in the heart of fire. Each star was a factory, a blazing forge, quietly shaping the universe for what was to come. And then, stars lived and died. Some quietly faded, others exploded in brilliant supernovas, scattering enriched material across space. From these ashes, new stars, new planets, and eventually new possibilities emerged. The universe was learning, experimenting, growing. The first galaxies began to form, clusters of stars, islands of light in the dark sea. Gravity sculpted them, twisting them into spirals, ellipses, and shapes we still admire billions of years later. Even in that darkness, patterns emerged, hinting at order in chaos. And here is the first cosmic punchline: even in the emptiest darkness, the universe found a way to shine. From silence, light was born. From chaos, the first promise of life and order whispered across the void. And as we look up at the stars tonight, remember, every point of light you see was once the first spark in a dark, waiting universe. Over billions of years, galaxies collided, merged, and danced around one another, reshaping the universe again and again. Cosmic evolution was in motion, patient and relentless, far beyond human comprehension. And yet, from this chaos, patterns emerged. Spiral arms, glowing cores, clusters of stars, the universe was revealing its blueprint. The first cosmic punchline: even in the vast emptiness, order found a way. Galaxies rose, islands of light in a sea of darkness, and within them, the seeds of every future world, every future star, every future life, were quietly taking shape. Chapter 3, Galaxies Rise, Islands in Space. After the first stars lit the darkness, the universe began to sculpt its masterpieces. Gravity, invisible yet relentless, pulled clouds of gas and dust into vast clusters. Slowly, patiently, galaxies were born, islands of light floating in an endless cosmic ocean. Some galaxies spiraled elegantly, like dancers twirling in slow motion. Others were elliptical, massive and calm, silent guardians of billions of stars. And some were irregular, chaotic, untamed, proof that even in space, diversity thrives. Each galaxy was a city of stars, bustling with energy, yet too distant for us to visit, at least for now. Within these galaxies, stars were born and died in a continuous cycle. Supernovae exploded, scattering heavy elements across the cosmos. Carbon, oxygen, iron, everything needed for planets, for chemistry, for life itself, was forged in these violent stellar hearts. Without these stellar factories, nothing that followed would exist. And as we look at the night sky today, remember, those distant points of light are not just stars. They are witnesses to a universe learning to exist, thriving in chaos, and telling a story that has been unfolding for billions of years, a story we are only just beginning to understand. Chapter 4, The Tale of Stars. Stars are the universe's storytellers. They are born, they live, and they die, leaving behind the chapters of creation written in light. Imagine a cloud of gas and dust, swirling slowly in space. Gravity whispers, pulling it together. Heat rises. Pressure builds. And then, in a flash of brilliance, a star ignites. Every star is a furnace, a relentless engine of creation. Hydrogen fuses into helium, helium into carbon, and heavier elements emerge over millions or billions of years. These elements, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, iron, are the very ingredients of planets, of oceans, of life itself. Without stars, nothing that we call home could exist. But stars are not eternal. Some explode in cataclysmic supernovas, scattering their enriched ashes across space. Some quietly fade into white dwarfs, slow reminders of brilliance past. And some collapse into black holes, mysteries that warp reality itself. Each death is a lesson, creation often comes from destruction. The universe is a cosmic library, and stars are its books. They record the history of time, the forging of elements, the shaping of galaxies. And in their light, we see not just beauty, but the blueprint of existence. Here's the punchline: stars are life's midwives. Every atom in your body, every breath you take, every drop of blood was once part of a star. We are literally made of stardust, the universe writing its story through us. And so, the tale of stars continues, igniting, burning, dying, and giving birth to the cosmos as we know it. Their light is not just illumination, it is memory, legacy, and promise, the universe narrating itself across billions of years. Chapter 5, Planets and Cosmic Neighborhoods. Stars, as brilliant as they are rarely alone. Around them, matter begins to dance, forming swirling disks of dust and gas, the cradles of planets. Gravity sculpts these tiny particles, forcing them to collide, to stick, to grow. Rocks become boulders, boulders become worlds, and moons gather like loyal companions. In this cosmic dance, timing is everything. Too close to the star, and a planet burns. Too far, and it freezes. But when the balance is just right, a planet can hold water, air, and the first whispers of life. Our own Earth was one such lucky world, forged in fire, cooled by patience, shaped by chance. Asteroids, comets, and meteors became the universe's delivery service, bringing water, organic molecules, and building blocks from distant corners. Even chaos serves a purpose in the cosmic scheme. Each collision, each near miss, each explosion is a note in the symphony of worlds. And then, quietly, planets settled into orbits. Some lonely, some with moons, some destined for life. Every solar system is a miniature universe, a neighborhood of possibility. And every planet is a story waiting to be told, some burning hot, some frozen cold, some holding secrets we have yet to uncover. The punchline: in a universe of billions of stars, only a handful of planets achieve the delicate balance needed to host life. Earth is one of them, a tiny, fragile jewel spinning through space, holding the promise of all that is to come. And so, the cosmic neighborhoods take shape, worlds circling stars, moons keeping time, asteroids wandering like cosmic wanderers, each playing a role in the grand story of existence, quietly setting the stage for life to appear and witness the universe for the first time. Chapter 6, Earth Awakens. Earth wasn't always blue and green. In its infancy, it was molten rock, a violent sphere of fire and chaos. Meteors pelted its surface, volcanic eruptions reshaped its crust, and the air was a toxic mix of gases no living thing could survive. Yet, in that chaos, the stage for life was quietly being prepared. Over millions of years, the planet cooled. Water condensed, forming oceans, vast, deep, restless. Atmospheres stabilized, and the first signs of order began to emerge from disorder. Plate tectonics started their slow dance, drifting continents, raising mountains, and carving valleys. Earth's surface became a living sculpture, shaped by forces older than time itself. Lightning struck primitive chemicals. Volcanoes emitted gases that would one day nourish life. And somewhere, in the depths of oceans, molecules began experimenting. Chemistry became biology, randomness became patterns, and slowly, life found a way to exist. Science calls this primordial conditions, but the universe had a simpler explanation: patience. Earth waited. Life waited. And in that waiting, everything changed. Punchline: from fire and chaos, a planet learned to breathe, to nurture, to awaken. Earth became more than rock, it became a cradle for life, a canvas for evolution, and a storyteller for the universe's next chapter. And as we walk on this tiny sphere today, we tread on the memory of cosmic fire, the legacy of falling rocks, and the patience of a planet that waited for life to arrive. Earth had awakened, and nothing would ever be the same. Chapter 7: The Spark of Life. Life began not with a roar, but with a whisper. In the dark depths of oceans, in tiny pools of chemistry, molecules collided, split, and joined in a delicate dance. Some were simple, some were complex, but one thing was certain: something had changed. The first spark of life flickered into existence. At first, it was microscopic, almost invisible. Single-celled organisms, the pioneers of existence, adapted, multiplied, and experimented. Every mutation, every random change was a step toward complexity. Time became their ally, evolution became their guide. Then came oxygen. Tiny organisms began to produce it, slowly transforming the atmosphere. A revolution silently unfolded. The air itself became a tool for life to expand, for new forms to emerge. Science would later call it the Great Oxidation Event, but for life, it was a moment of opportunity, a chance to grow, diversify, and explore. Life learned to survive, to adapt, to compete. Tiny oceans teemed with possibilities. Predators arose, and the first ecosystems formed, teaching the universe that survival was a story best written in persistence. Punchline: from microscopic sparks came the fireworks of diversity. Every breath we take, every heartbeat, every organism on Earth owes its existence to these first fragile sparks. Life, once a whisper, was becoming a chorus. The universe had found its voice. Chapter 8: Complex Life Emerges. Life, after billions of years of tiny experiments, decided to get ambitious. The oceans, once filled with single-celled pioneers, suddenly exploded with diversity. This was the Cambrian explosion, nature's grand debut, a rapid flourish of complexity. Creatures of all shapes, sizes, and strategies appeared. Shelled arthropods crawled along the seafloor. Strange predators prowled, hunting anything they could catch. Life was no longer content to simply exist, it began to compete, innovate, and conquer. Ecosystems formed, delicate yet fierce, teaching the universe that survival was about more than mere persistence, it was about adaptation. Science tells us this happened over millions of years, but in cosmic terms, it was a heartbeat. Evolution accelerated, building the first true networks of life, each organism connected, each struggle shaping the path forward. Punchline: life wasn't just surviving anymore, it was aiming higher, reaching for new possibilities. From the smallest trilobite to the first swimming predators, life declared, "We are here, we will evolve, and nothing will hold us back." The oceans had become theaters of drama and innovation. And in this watery stage, the first great stories of life were being written, stories that would one day reach land, sky, and eventually, the minds of humans who would ponder it all. Chapter 9: Conquering Land. For millions of years, life thrived in the oceans, but Earth had more to offer. Land, vast, untamed, and full of opportunity, beckoned. The first plants crept onto the shores, tiny green pioneers testing gravity and air. They were fragile, yet persistent, slowly covering the barren land in carpets of green. Insects followed, masters of the air and the ground. They adapted, flew, hunted, and pollinated, shaping ecosystems in ways that would endure for millions of years. Amphibians emerged next, crawling onto the soil, daring to breathe a new atmosphere. Life was stepping into uncharted territory. Forests rose, oxygen levels climbed, and the land transformed from a harsh frontier into a vibrant, living stage. Every step onto land was a gamble: predation, climate, drought, yet each risk carried reward. Evolution was experimenting, pushing boundaries, expanding the narrative of life beyond the water's edge. Punchline: land was the new frontier, and life sent its pioneers boldly forward. From tiny mosses to crawling amphibians, the conquest of Earth's surface proved that evolution favors not just the strong, but the daring, the adaptable, and the persistent. The oceans had birthed life, but the land would teach it ambition. Here, life would evolve, struggle, and thrive, setting the stage for giants, forests, and eventually, the creatures who would look back at the stars and wonder where it all began. Chapter 10: Age of Giants. Life had conquered land, and the earth grew wild. Forests sprawled across continents, swamps bubbled with new life, and the stage was set for giants. Dinosaurs emerged, massive, fierce, and unmatched in scale. Some roamed the forests, others stalked the plains, and a few even took to the skies. For millions of years, they ruled with confidence. Predators perfected their hunt. Herbivores mastered defense. Ecosystems balanced on the razor's edge, a dance of survival played out in forests and rivers alike. Mammals existed, yes, but in the shadow of these titans, they were small, hidden, patient. Then, the universe reminded them that even giants are fragile. A cataclysm arrived, a meteor from the sky, changing the climate, shifting ecosystems, rewriting the rules of survival. Dinosaurs, mighty as they were, vanished almost overnight, leaving Earth silent and empty in places they once ruled. Punchline: even the mightiest can fall. Giants are not eternal. But their legacy remained, in fossils, in bones, and in the very DNA that would guide future life. They taught the universe an essential lesson: size and strength alone do not guarantee survival. And from their shadows, mammals began to rise, learning from the giants who came before. The stage was set for a new chapter, one of patience, adaptation, and creatures small yet clever enough to inherit the earth. Chapter 11: Mammals take the stage. The giants had fallen, and silence ruled the land once more. But life never stays quiet for long. Small, nimble mammals began to explore the niches left behind. They were not the strongest, not the fastest, but they were clever, adaptable, and patient. In the shadows of a world emptied by catastrophe, they quietly thrived. Over millions of years, mammals diversified. Some took to trees, others burrowed underground. They learned to hunt, to forage, to survive in ways dinosaurs never needed to. Ice ages sculpted continents, carved mountains, and reshaped climates. Every change was a challenge, but one that mammals embraced, slowly writing the next chapter of life. And then, a new spark appeared: primates. Curious, social, and intelligent, they began to experiment with tools, with fire, with communication. One species, small and unassuming, was about to change everything: humans. Upright, observant, and endlessly curious, they stepped onto the stage not as giants, but as thinkers. Punchline: from the shadows of fallen titans, the clever and adaptable rose. Mammals didn't just inherit the earth, they learned to read its story, to anticipate its challenges, and to prepare for the greatest leap in the history of life: consciousness. The world was ready for a new protagonist, one that could not only survive but also dream, imagine, and eventually, look back at the stars and ask, where did it all begin? Chapter 12: The Rise of Humanity. Humans began as small, unassuming creatures, no bigger or stronger than many animals around them. But they had something no other species possessed: curiosity. The urge to explore, to question, to understand. They learned to make fire, to craft tools, to communicate in ways that bound groups together. Migration became their first great adventure. Across continents, humans crossed rivers, mountains, and deserts, carrying knowledge like fragile seeds. Each step left footprints, each discovery built upon the last. They learned which plants were edible, which animals could be tamed, and how to survive in environments that would have killed giants. Agriculture changed everything. With the first crops, humans no longer wandered, they settled. Villages became towns, towns became cities. Writing emerged, not just to trade or record taxes, but to tell stories, to remember, to dream. Civilization was born, and with it, power, ambition, and the first real experiments in shaping the world. Punchline: humans were never the strongest, but they were the storytellers of life itself. With curiosity as their compass, they transformed survival into civilization, chaos into order, and existence into history. And so, the stage was set. From tiny, curious creatures, humans would rise to build empires, explore the stars, and eventually, narrate the story of the universe itself. Chapter 13, Civilizations and Fire. With humans came fire, literal and metaphorical. Fire to cook, to forge, to protect. And fire in the mind, the spark of civilization. Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus Valley, and China, each a cradle of culture, science, and ambition. Cities rose like stars on earth. Temples, palaces, roads, and walls, monuments not just of stone, but of ideas. Writing allowed knowledge to leap across generations. Laws shaped societies. Trade connected distant lands. Science and philosophy emerged, asking questions no one had dared before. Why does the sun rise? How does life work? What lies beyond the horizon? But with power came conflict. Ambition fueled war. Greed challenged wisdom. Every empire held a fragile balance between creation and destruction, knowledge and hubris. And yet, these civilizations left a legacy, lessons etched in stone, stories passed in ink, and discoveries that would shape the future. Punchline: civilizations rise like stars, brilliant and shining, but even the brightest eventually burn out. Their legacy remains, not in their fall, but in the wisdom they left behind. The fire of civilization was not just flame, it was the light of human imagination, curiosity, and resilience, the very essence that would carry life from survival to storytelling, from the first villages to the first explorers of the universe. Chapter 14, Science, Thought, and Exploration. Humans looked up at the sky and refused to blink. They traced the paths of stars, studied the cycles of the moon, and measured the flow of rivers. Curiosity became their compass, guiding civilizations toward knowledge, understanding, and discovery. The Greeks asked questions, building the first foundations of logic and mathematics. The Romans engineered roads and aqueducts, connecting continents with the precision of human ingenuity. Across Asia, scholars charted the heavens, invented printing, and unlocked medicines that saved lives. Each culture added a thread to the tapestry of human understanding. Then came the Renaissance, a rebirth of curiosity. Art, science, and philosophy intertwined. Humans began to see the world not just as a place to survive, but as a canvas to explore, experiment, and understand. Navigation improved, telescopes pointed to distant stars, microscopes revealed hidden worlds. Knowledge expanded faster than empires. Punchline: humans looked at the universe and refused to accept mystery as an answer. Every question answered opened 10 more, and every discovery was a step toward understanding not just the cosmos, but themselves. Exploration became a habit, curiosity a tool, and science a map. Humans were no longer just observers of life, they were participants in the grand story of the universe, learning, experimenting, and daring to uncover the secrets of existence. Chapter 15, The Universe Today. We finally looked back. With telescopes, satellites, and probes, humans reached beyond their planet, charting the cosmos that gave them life. Our solar system, once a mystery, became a map of worlds and moons. Galaxies, black holes, and nebulae revealed their secrets, each discovery a new chapter in the story of existence. Yet the universe is still full of mysteries. Dark matter, dark energy, quantum worlds, and forces we barely understand remind us that for all our knowledge, we are still students in a vast, infinite classroom. And that's the beauty of it, the universe is not finished, and neither is our story. We are observers, thinkers, and narrators. We look at the stars and see not just light, but history. Not just planets, but possibilities. Not just the past, but reflections of ourselves. Every atom in our bodies, every breath, every heartbeat was forged in the fires of stars, carried across space, and nurtured on Earth. Punchline: from nothing to everything, from silence to consciousness, the universe became aware of itself, through us. Humanity is not just a witness to this story, we are part of it, a chapter still being written. And so, the universe continues to expand, to evolve, to surprise, and we continue to learn, to dream, and to tell its story. From the first spark to today, the story of everything is still unfolding, and we are here, listening, learning, and narrating its epic journey.